What's up, guys? Mr. 50 Flourish, and I wanted to talk a little bit about what we're going to see in the markets this upcoming week, 6/2/2025, from a technical perspective and what to be expecting. So we kind of talked about with our stocks and coffee, we talked about the past week in earnings. So we saw some great earnings from NVIDIA, Ulta, Costco, and then we see that our economic indicators are actually looking pretty decent. As we saw PCE see its lowest annual rate since early 2021. So now let's take a look at the technical perspective of a lot of these things. All right. So for SPY, so we saw SPY kind of put in this near double top here. And we're rejecting this pivot level. It's like our yearly pivot level here at 590.75. Right. This yellow line kind of shows our sell ATR and what to be looking out for the downside. But let me kind of take that off and kind of tell you what I'm expecting here. All right. So what I'm looking at is that if we get if we get below this level here at 584.64, I'm going to be mega short. Okay. Why? Because we have structure here, putting in a micro double bottom on the 2-hour time frame. I like to look on the 2-hour time frame to see where these block orders are coming in, where we're stopping in key levels, right? But if we close below 585.80 on the 2-hour time frame, then I'm going to be pretty short priced. Okay, we do have this gap that we still need to fill to the downside down to 581. That would take us right about to 579, and then even below that we have another gap that should take us to about 570.08. And that's really where I think that this whole thing can kind of end up going, especially with our volume RSI coming down even lower here. So I use the volume RSI to kind of tell me, hey, where is our volume coming in? Okay, what is our volume looking like? And right now we're pretty much seeing some bearish divergence. We're putting in lower peaks here on the volume RSI, and but then our chart, we're putting higher lows. So this is pretty much bearish divergence. All right. And then what else are we seeing? We're seeing, again, that 590 level is a major pivot level. We briefly saw our way above that. But if you check out, again, our volume profile, let's do a volume profile here. If we do a volume profile here, you can see that there is a massive volume node, our point of control, right at that 590 level. So as long as we're below this, I'm probably not going to be going long unless we break above 590.75. That is the only time that I would personally go long. That I think it's smart to go long. Of course, you can take quick day trades, scalps, day trades, intraday trades on pullbacks using these key levels. However, like I said, if we close below this micro double bottom below 585.85 and certainly below 584.64, I'd be looking to go short down to 579.08. Filling this gap, and then even below that we'll likely see 570.08. Okay, and then let's take a look here at Schmidia. NVIDIA is also facing a lot of down volume. Its volume RSI is way below 30. So what do I want to do with NVIDIA? As long as we're below 136.07, NVIDIA might be coming down to 131.87, where it has kind of quite a few buyers, right? But NVIDIA does have a lot of order imbalance itself, okay, that can take us back down to 123.11. Okay, take us back down to 123.11. And then around that area, around this 123.11 area, 119, you can again look to dollar cost average potentially, and I think if SPY gets to 570, we'll probably see NVIDIA get down to about 116.90, another major pivot level here for NVIDIA Schmidia. Okay. But yeah, what I'm looking for here on NVIDIA is, all right, if we're below 136, if we keep testing that, I'm probably just going to short it. Small size. I'm going to increase size on shorts if we can get a 2-hour time frame close below this box right here, below this kind of a breakout box. Okay. So that structure right there would be a break below the hold level of this move that sent us up. But really a break below 129.79 is what I'm looking for mega shorts. So I'd go pretty heavy on shorts there. But right now, as long as we stay below 136.07, I'd look to kind of short it and then look for you could do intraday longs on pullbacks around this 131.87 level if we hold. But yeah, overall, and also looks like one thing I forgot to mention is low volume RSI. It also looks like we're about to get a 920 crossover on to the downside. So essentially, it's looking short term bearish as well. Okay. Google Schmoogle facing resistance here at 172.06. And it kind of completed this head and shoulders type of pattern. So the main thing I'm looking for on Google is, all right, so we're coming, it looks like we're coming down here on the volume RSI back into purple space. If we break below and close below 168.55 on the 2-hour time frame, I am going to be cooking. I'm going to be cooking some puts here. Okay, cooking some puts. Where am I going to be looking to go long on Google? If we can close strong above 172.06, then I'm going to be looking to certainly go long here on Google Schmoogle. Tesla Schmessler. All right, so Tesla kind of holding this level. As long as Tesla is above 341.26, we can see an upward move. Tesla has some robotaxi events coming up in June, ride-hailing services. They're also expected to do some things with food delivery. So there's probably going to be a continued run up here, and it looks like we're holding onto this trend line. So one thing I'm looking for on Tesla here is, can we hold this? Can we hold this trend line? If we hold this trend line, then we should be a-okay. But if we break below the trend line, certainly below 341.26, I'm going to be looking to take those puts all the way down to about 325.43. But I mean, if we break below that structure there and close below 335.08, then we can see a lot of downside here on Tesla. But like I said, I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to get a little bit of a run up into this June robotaxi event. So I think around this 341.26 level is a good area to go long on Tesla, as long as we hold, and that'll be a pretty good risk to reward, as Tesla could potentially see $400. It is a very big hype stock. So let me kind of draw this risk to reward here on Tesla Schmessler. So if we can pick it up somewhere here around 341 on some longs, and then if you want to have a wide stop is what I'm trying to say. If I would have my the max stop here would be at 335.08. Okay, 335.08, and even if you just target 361.79, the previous resistance, it's a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And then if we target even the highs that we saw, it's a 2.78 ratio. But if you target our next key level, we're up to 3.4, which is pretty insane. All right. And then if you target what we might actually see is $400.69, running up into these earnings, into this event, then it's a 6.65 risk to reward ratio. So it's absolutely phenomenal, honestly. So on pullbacks, you might want to look at that. If we break below 335, where is the level here? If we break below 335.08, it's certainly cooked. Okay, it's cooked. If we close below that on the 2-hour time frame, on a strong bear bar, it's cooked. Just get out of it. But if we can hold above 335.08, if you see any pullbacks to that level, then you could potentially try those longs. And as soon as we close below pretty strongly, you could just stop out at about a 10 to 15% loss. But the reward is 6.65. We could potentially see a 200 to 300, 400% play, even more here to the upside. But like I said, Tesla is a very big hype stock, and it's been consolidating around in this area quite a bit. I actually do want to see what the volume profile looks like here. Oh, okay, so yeah, volume profile. So it looks like we closed right on the point of control, which is the area of highest volume. So we have a ton of volume in this area kind of holding us up. And it should be pretty easy, since there's a volume gap here, pretty easy to get back up to 361. So I'm going to be looking for Tesla for longs if we can hold 341. And then if we do get down to this 335 level, I'm going to still be long biased if we can hold that level. But as soon as I'm going to look on the larger time frame, 2-hour time frame, to see, can we get do we get a close above that, or do we close below? All right, because we do have quite a bit of volume in here holding us up. We're kind of pretty well balanced out in here. All right, anyways, those are the stocks that I'm going to be looking at this week. So again, kind of short bias short term for SPY, NVIDIA, Google, And Google's level is A1. Like Google is the one that I'm like, all right, 168.55, like 168.55. All right, that level is the one. If we close below that on the 2-hour time frame, short it because it's going to come down. And then SPY below 590, certainly looking like it's top heavy, and then below 585 is where it's like, all right, we're probably going to want to change our bias to a short-term short bias. And then Tesla events coming pretty shortly, so I want to keep that in mind. Anyways, it's your boy, Mr. Fit to Flourish, and I am out. Good morning, welcome to the Fit to Flourish podcast. Let's talk wellness, finance, and growth.